Hi, my name is Diaan Lawrenson and I'm the CEO of AFDA. Welcome to the AFDA Podcast, the home of the creative economy. And today our special guest, Liana Hassim. Liana, introduce yourself.
Well, as you know, my name is Liana Hassim and I'm the program coordinator for the Bachelor of Creative Writing here at AFDA Cape Town.
Okay, creative writing, undergrad, 3-year degree.
Indeed.
What do we do in creative writing?
We write and we write and we write.
Well, yes.
And read and read and read.
What are the disciplines? What makes AFDA's creative writing program unique?
I think what makes our program unique is that we write on so many different levels and so many different forms and formats. So we're not just focusing on screenplays as you would think in a place that's traditionally a film school. We're doing short stories, screenplays, plays, blogs, promotional writing, which includes game shows, and writing for TV commercials.
I was talking, within our curriculum department the other day, going, creative writing is a program that has a lot of opportunities in the industry, outside the industry, in all industries actually, if we future-proof and ensure that our program remains future-proof in the offering and the outcomes that the students have to do. What, in your view, do our AFDA students do to ensure that their career is future-proof?
It's a really tough question because now with AI, everyone is like stressed about that. Is AI going to steal our jobs? Are they going to write everything? But I think the one thing that AI doesn't have is that heart behind the stories. And that's what makes for good stories and good writing, that authenticity and that heart and soul that's behind it. At the same time, to encourage students to play around with AI as well, to see what they can come up with. But ultimately, at the end of the day, that source and that authenticity can come from them and them alone.
Yeah. Where's the line though? How do we ensure that we are encouraging them to familiarize themselves with new technologies? Because even when they graduate, there will be more, like what they learn, changes so fast. And ensuring that they have the basic principles, the good stuff. Where is the balance between the two? Do you know?
It's such a tough question, and I think it's something we're navigating every single day that we don't have answers to. But as I said, I think, as long as the concept is theirs and the heart behind it is theirs, they can play around as much as they want, but the final draft as well, to make sure that that is them and not AI.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I think maybe for the brainstorming and the coming up with it's okay. But as I said, it's such a new problem that we're still navigating it daily. So it's a question that will remain, I think.
And I think our responsibility as a tertiary institution is to always look forward as to what they'll be facing in industry one day, but remain committed to the principles of discipline, because those principles don't change. Movie magic didn't change producing, it didn't change how we produce, it just made our jobs easier and certain.
Sped up the process.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that is what it is with writing as well. AI can speed up the process, but how much of it is a good thing is the real question. How fast are we moving? Are we just going to speed off the planet? And just be, already we're creating so much. And I think you asked what sets creative writing apart here at AFDA is the amount of stories we produce. We're producing 4 short stories every single year. Besides the promotional writing and all the other things we're writing, there's just so much that's being produced. So,
Yeah, and of course also what, in my view anyway, that makes it quite unique is that the creative writing program engages with the other qualifications. So creative writing will write for BCom, I'm understanding this right, promotional work, they have an opportunity in live performance, they even have an opportunity to have screenplays selected to be made. So where you would traditionally think a writer is working in isolation, there is the opportunity to work in groups. Do we encourage our students, even if they are writers? That's why I've got a degree in writing, an honest degree in writing. I never write because I don't like the lonely process of writing. I like this.
I think it's so important to push them out of their comfort zones.
Yeah.
Our writers, naturally, most of them are introverts. They're very happy in their own little bubble, writing there, but it's important to push them and force them to go, well, force is a bad word, but to encourage them
strongly.
encourage them strongly to go out there and foster those connections, because that's how they're going to get work in the industry anyway. They can't be just sitting at home. They have to be out there networking and pushing and, you know, making those connections.
And everywhere, all genres, all disciplines,
Absolutely.
all medias, all everything.
Yeah.
What makes it a special place to work for me is that my colleagues are industry professionals and people that I respect in industry, always looking for opportunities to either academically further themselves or in their own discipline. I encourage it for everyone to still maintain in industry, at least do a project a year so that you can stay up to date with what's happening, because what we want to teach here is what is actually happening right now in industry and where it's moving. So tell us a little bit more, because I know that you're busy with loads of projects and things, of what's happening with you in your professional career.
There's been a lot that's been happening. I think the most recent was the medical drama. So I wrote, directed, produced, and acted in a medical drama. Never
so
again.
You just took it one more level.
I'm never going to do that many roles again on a project. But that was amazing. We shot it. Most of the cast and crew were AFDA alumni, which was incredible. And we're in post-production with that right now, and it's going really, really well. So I'm very grateful for that.
Where is the medical drama going?
We have to shop it around. I think
Okay.
that's the next step, to just see who bites and who's interested in it. So that was the medical drama, and then I've been writing a children's book as well called Sena, which is really all about our history as Indians in South Africa and how we arrived, and just remembering where we came from, I suppose. And then I'm going to Silent.
Wait. Let's talk about Silent now. Tell me a little bit about the children's book. You mentioned something about your granny.
Yeah, so it was based on a dream that I had about my grandmother. And in the dream, she was basically just encouraging me and telling me the story about how our people got here to South Africa. And I thought this would be so lovely to write as a children's story, to let little Indian children know about their history as well. So it's actually a story about a little girl who wants to be a singer, and she has this dream of singing, but she has a terrible voice. They call her Squeak Sticks because she sounds like a little mouse that squeaks, and she's very discouraged because everyone just tells her maybe singing is not your thing, maybe you should do something else. And so she has a dream one night where this a nightingale leads her out the window, and she's like flying in the sky, and she eventually comes across this boat where there's a woman on it with a white sari, which is exactly from my dream, by the way. And she reminds her that they used to sing on the ships, not because of how it sounded, but because of how it made them feel. And so she encourages her, and she tells her to keep singing, you know, because it's more about how it makes you feel than how it sounds.
Yeah.
And she wakes up the next morning, goes to school, and she sees there's a talent show, and she enters it, and her parents are really worried because they know she sounds horrible. And that's basically the story.
Lovely. I love the idea that children's books are becoming a lot more authentic in representation. You know, my lovely friend Rafik Malan, who's also writing children's books, and it's really heartwarming to see that we have a lot of representation of all sorts of different people in South Africa in children's books, where we're not just referring to like one, you know, Saadki and whoever, who must now tell the story of all children in the whole world.
That's so true, and reading it to my daughter was the most fulfilling thing ever. Like just seeing her little face light up as I read it, and so proud that my mommy wrote this story potentially about me. It was really cool.
I was also asked one day to write a short story for a children's book, which I did, and the lady who's a writer who compiled the book said, please don't do yourself a disservice of writing in rhyme. What did I decide to do? Write in rhyme.
I write in rhyme too, by the way.
It's so hard. It's so hard, but mine was also about Tom, my son, because when Tom was small, he believed that he had an alien family too. So I was his Earth mom, and then he had an alien mom and siblings and dad, and he believed that he got into my tummy through a space, travel, time, whatever, And then obviously, as moms do, I made the big mistake of asking him who he loves more. And he said, it's Alien Mom. And I was devastated. Anyway, that's changed luckily. The Alien Mom's dead now. But and I only
it's
love...
so Indian outside. It's really cool.
But anyway, it's part of us holding our memories and telling our stories, is reflecting on your granny, you know, writing for your daughter and all of that. It's for me the only way in which we can tell true, real stories that will resonate with other people's, because it's so close to us.
Absolutely. I mean, why tell other stories when you have so many within you already?
Yeah.
In your own families and communities, and just there waiting to be told.
Yeah, and someone's waiting for you to tell your story so that it can resonate with a whole other. Tell me about Guadalajara. How do you say it? Guadalajara. See, I can never. Guadalajara. Where are you going? Silect. Let's just give context. Silect is a institution that represents, you can be a full member of about 180 film schools all over the world. We're a full member. Every year they have the Silent Conference. This year it is in
Guadalajara, Mexico.
And you've been selected.
I've been selected. It's
What are you going to be talking about?
Crazy cool. Well, the conference is around compassion and courage within storytelling.
You're the perfect person for
yes.
that. Yeah.
I'm really excited. As you know, I'm fluent in Spanish, so it was like so up my alley, and just really excited. And I directed a Spanish film in 2018 called El Regreso de la Llorona. And I recently just checked on YouTube. It has 7 million views that I did not know about.
Did you get paid well for 7 million views?
Shouldn't say that. No comment.
You directed a Spanish film here?
No, it was in Honduras.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was my first feature film. I was really excited. I actually got hired as the AD, and I went over, but I ended up doing so much work.
Yeah, as we do.
As we do, and I put so much passion into it. They eventually were like, just give it to her, let her direct, which was my plan all along. So I was really excited about that. So we filmed that in 2018, and post-production, so the filming of it was in Honduras, and post-production was actually in Mexico. And I was never able to go back because of COVID, and I just had a baby and all of that. So going back now feels really amazing.
You need to go look those people up. Say, hey, where's my cut of the 7 million, yeah?
And I had no idea it was even on YouTube or that it had 7 million views. It was quite a surprise to me.
What are you talking about? I mean, that's the theme, but what are you specifically?
I'm talking about basically culture. How to handle the telling of stories that are not our own. So I was a South African brown woman going to Honduras, to direct this film, and not being from Honduras and not knowing the culture. So I'm talking about how I basically, my process for how I directed that film. I'm also talking about Amandia, which is a film I did in my honors, which really dealt with race relations between blacks and Indians in South Africa. And that is part of my own culture, half of it at least. So during the process of directing Amandia, a lot went into it when it came to culture, and a lot changed in workshops. So I'm basically going to be taking us through the process of directing these two very different films, one being from South Africa, one being my own culture, one being in Honduras, completely different culture, and how I tackled and navigated that.
Do you feel a responsibility when going to Guadalajara and representing South Africa, representing AFDA, representing the stories that you want to tell? Are you nervous about it? Are you excited about it?
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm so excited. Growing up in a Cuban South African household, it just feels like coming home of sorts. I'm able to share my knowledge here in South Africa, but never in Latin or Central America at least. So I'm very excited to, show them.
And you're not the only AFDA staff member going?
No, I'm not.
Who's going with you?
Ayanda Fali and Lungelo.
from Durban and from Joburg, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope my time's out. Everyone's doing this to me, and I can sit and chat to you the whole day. But I hope you and Ayanda and Ngelo come back home. And I hope,
I don't know. I can't guarantee. No guarantee.
well, we'll just hold on to your daughter, and you'll have to come back home. And I hope you have fun, and I hope you learn a lot. And actually look forward to hearing your presentations at our conference,
Yes.
our internal conference. We'll tell you where you're succeeding. It can be a trial run.
I know. I'm more nervous for that actually than
No,
medical.
don't be.
Like, but yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're wonderful.